I'm here to talk to Cisco and Accedian about their partnership, what it brings to customers and how it's progressing. And to do that, I'm delighted to be speaking to Jared Headley from Cisco and to Richard Piacentini from Accedian. Good afternoon. Can I ask you about the great things Accedian and Cisco are doing through your partnership?
Well, Cisco's partnering with Accedian primarily because we're big into the infrastructure business and we're automating that infrastructure to enable our customers to have faster outcomes. Accedian brings the ability to have deep insights into what is actually happening in the network in absolute real time. Planning, all those things are wonderful, but what is actually happening in the network, how are the SLAs being met, those types of things, that's what Accedian brings to the partnership for Cisco and our customers.
That's great. Thank you, Jared. From Accedian's perspective, we've been working for the last 5 years to build a industry-leading analytics and service assurance platform that's been looking for a partner to do closed-loop automation based on end-user experience. And Cisco has the strongest orchestration framework in the industry, clearly a dominant position with respect to the infrastructure side, and the combination is ideal from our perspective. So we really look forward to the outcomes of the partnership, not just for us as a company, but also for our joint customers.
So could you tell me about some of the major operational challenges that service providers are facing right now concerning what's going on in their networks, understanding what's going on in their networks?
Operators have a huge mountain to climb in terms of understanding actually what's happening in the network, and then if you add even the phrase in real time, right? And so we've built a framework, of the Crosswork framework, right, that allows them to have visibility, insights, and actions into it. And so that ability to have overcome the challenges of seeing what's actually happening in real time is absolutely critical. But it's also then the closed loop nature of it, of being able to come back and create the actions that allow them to remediate or improve or enhance the situation depending on the network situation there. So that's where we're focused in this on there. And then of course Accedian comes in. You want to fill in the blanks on where you guys help the operational situation improve on.
100%. Annie, when I think about it, one of the easiest ways to describe the challenge that we're all facing and tackling with this partnership and with closed loop automation, think about the experience that we've all had recently. It's been spending so much time on screens. Right? Now, how long does it take for you to realize that your internet's not working great in your house? A couple of seconds? Right. Okay, so now think about that at operator scale. Right? Operators need to take action in milliseconds across not just Annie's house, but a network of hundreds of thousands of connections. So when you start to think about the scale of that problem at a microsecond level, as Jared said, to use his words, it's a mountain to climb, but Cisco and Accedian are here to help.
How do network assurance and automation play a role here?
Yeah, absolutely. So orchestration is the ability to take a network and really allow software to come in and control it. We talked about, the buzzword 5 years ago was SDN controllers, right? And now we're finally implementing SDN controllers. But what that really means is that we have a concerted effort of taking the visibility and insights and then driving it into stateful action, right? And so as we drive stateful action, the question that an operator always has to ask is the action that I'm about to take, is it something that I actually need to take, or am I reacting to the wrong visibility and insights? And that's where we've partnered with Accedian to help us on bringing the right kinds of insights and making sure that we're executing on the right kind of actions to the insights that Accedian helps us bring.
Jared and I are both engineers, and so we were reminiscing a little bit about the pain from the past. And as engineers, we think about over-damped and under-damped control systems. It ties directly to what Jared's talking about.
You make me feel old, man.
Yeah, you and me both. But conceptually, the operator needs to make the decision on a real signal of abnormal network behaviors. And getting to that is really complicated. If you're just watching for something changing a threshold as an example, that could be a very natural behavior inside of a congested network. And if you take too much action too fast, you'll actually create more problems than you solve. That's where the visibility that Accedian provides into the control loop of Cisco really gives us microsecond visibility of everything that's happening in the network. But then it's the insight side of our analytics platform that takes all that raw data, those hundreds of thousands of systems I was talking about earlier, and translates that and figures out what does normal look like. We use ML, much like everybody does, and I'll try not to use too many buzzwords today, but using our ML implementations, we find those real control signals that the operator needs to take action on, and we provide that to the Cisco orchestration framework.
For the service providers who've identified these issues and are working with you to address them, how is your partnership bringing benefits to them? What are those benefits?
Yeah, I mean, what we see happening is, first of all, customers are, because of the visibility, insights, and actions that they're getting from Crosswork and Accedian, especially with the Skylight analytics coming into play, right? We're seeing people absolutely see a faster time to remediation, problem resolution, identifying those things. But that's kind of on the fault side. On the performance side, what we're seeing is how do we better meet those SLAs? And they're able to go and guarantee to customers in a much better way how to drive that SLA performance. And we know that that's critical to customers, that SLA performance. I think Richard can dive into that more, but that is absolutely critical. The other thing that we're seeing customers be able to do is take literally weeks and months of things that used to happen in a swivel chair fashion, and automation is allowing them to turn it into days and minutes. And that, I mean, even just during the pandemic, that was just absolute gold for customers to shorten the cycles and be more agile in the way they respond to customer service needs.
Absolutely. I mean, some of the other things, maybe I'll dive into a couple of deep details there. Jared mentioned SLAs, right? Service level agreements. One of the things that we do is our platform is not only providing those signals I was talking about to the orchestration framework on, there's a real problem, time to take action, but at the same time we provide to Cisco and our joint customers the ability to provide customer portals, as an example, giving real-time information to a customer. And when I say real-time, when we say real-time, from the point something happens in the network to the point I'm pushing a message on the bus that communicates with the orchestration there, it's less than 2 minutes. And that's at carrier scale. So we're talking hundreds of thousands of connections that are being managed by this kind of infrastructure. And we can provide that real-time SLA compliance directly to end customers. It allows our service provider customers to differentiate on quality, and of course that makes everybody happy.
What are the key success criterion for network assurance and automation for a CSP? And also, exactly how is Cisco working with Accedian to deliver a unique solution in the industry?
Well, I mean, there's not a single customer that hasn't told me that speed is at the heart of any automation and orchestration success, right? Speed to implement, speed to actually process the automation and do things, speed to respond to customers, so the agility that comes with that speed. And so to us, as we drive greater simplicity through automation, right? Click once here instead of fill out 14 things there, right? That speed becomes the currency for them to drive success. And they see it across the board. And so we see reductions in this and reductions in that and those all things. But at the end of the day, are we able to do more in a faster amount of time and be responsive to the business in a quicker time? That speed is at the core of what the customers measure their success with.
And I
Very
guess
well
that's
said.
a key part of what you bring to the party, right?
Well, we do. We play a part of that. Part of that equation. The right signal at the right time. And the only thing potentially I would add is customers' key success criteria is they have to have confidence that the system that the two companies are putting together is giving them the right answer. Because again, if you think about it, what they're doing is they're allowing the infrastructure to make its own decisions. So confidence is absolutely crucial. One other thing I might add is Cisco and Accedian are building our technologies in a quiescent state into all of the infrastructure. So when a operator makes a decision that they want to do this, they want to experiment with this closed loop automation, and we always hope that they will go to production, the capability to do so is already there. So zero barrier to entry, very rapid. To Jared's point about speed of execution, for Cisco customers, and we can start those projects.
Yeah, I mean, our automation platforms are managing hundreds of thousands of devices, and the vision is that Accedian's technology will be built in every single one of those when it ships out the door. And so that will enable customers to have all these capabilities without some complex operational impact that they, it'll just be there from day one for them.
Yeah.
Jared and Richard, thank you very much for your time and your insights.
Thanks
Penny,
for the time.
It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Appreciate it.